Hey folks, BreakAway Homestead here real quick. If you want a chance at one of these flashlights here, I'm going to be giving away 3 of them next Tuesday, the 24th of July, on my live stream, which is going to be between 9 and 10 o'clock. To qualify for one of these flashlights, what you need to do is 1, like the video, like this video, leave a comment in the video stating that you've done one of 2 things. You either subscribe to my channel or you have shared the video, and if you could do both, that'd be awesome. That's what qualifies you for one of these flashlights and for you to test out. Appreciate your time. Enjoy this video. So, what I want to get into tonight also, besides this SHTF box, is buying generic over buying name brand. 9 times out of 10, you can get the same product for a fraction of the cost that came from the same manufacturer, just put a different name on it for a fraction of the price. And so what I want to go over tonight, you guys know I've been doing a bug out bag series, is go over the next product, which is the flashlight. And so what this is a generic flashlight. And I say generic because it comes from China. It's a AA flashlight. It takes 1 AA battery, like so. It's got a rubber ring on it, so you know it's going to be pretty much watertight, and we'll test that theory. It's got an adjustable front end on it for your LED, your light emitting diode, to focus and unfocus. If you open the top, has a lens, plastic lens, and it also has that LED on it. Now this is a tiny little LED. If I can get to focus, show me the money. Almost there, almost focused. Trying. There you go. That's your little square LED, and these square LEDs, hopefully it'll focus back. Oh. There we go. These square LEDs are called cree. They're called cree LEDs, and they're really super bright. This one has 300 lumens, which means it'll travel about 600 yards before it'll fade out. And so this little guy here is made of aluminum. By the feel of it, I can't tell you that 100%. It's got a little depression on the back and your lens on the front. It's got 3 settings: bright, not so bright, and flash. Flash is good for intruders. That's something to get into in a different subject, but this is for this flashlight here. And so it's got a logo on it. The logo is not even the flashlight I ordered. I ordered a specific logo flashlight off of eBay, well, not eBay, but Amazon, and I got the same flashlight with a different logo on it. So it just goes to prove that the logo doesn't matter. It's the price that matters, and the quality of the flashlight that matters. And so this flashlight here, and I'm going to go over this here real quick. I'm going to switch my screen over, and we'll still talk about this. Presenting to everyone. Of course, you can see me because I got my video up. I'm going to pull this PowerPoint up here. Take a look at these 3 pictures here. Is there a difference? Do you see any difference between number 1, number 2, and number 3? The only difference you can see in these pictures here is the $9.99 flashlight. The zoom is pulled out just a little bit, so it looks a little bit longer than the other 2 flashlights. But the issue is all 3 of these flashlights are the same. And these flashlights came from 3 different websites, and these flashlights are 3 different prices. So let me ask you a question. Why would you pay $9.99 for the same flashlight that you can get for $5.99? Is that a crazy question? or is that a question about logos? Is that a question about product pushing, saying that if you don't have a 511 tactical backpack, you're not going to make it? But if you, I mean, if the same company makes a web backpack, a Molly backpack, that's only $20, you're not going to make it. But in essence, everything is the same, quality is the same, and the value is totally the same, but the prices are different. And so this particular one that I have in my hand is called the Z Hero. It's the one on the right. It's off of Amazon.com, and I have placed this on my my website if you want to check out a link to it. But it gets better. So $5, $5.99 for one. That's including shipping for one flashlight. Now let me move on to the next slide here. And this is off of Amazon.com. All three of these are off of Amazon.com. Check this out again. Again, logos, logos, logos. They're all the same flashlight. You got one company that's Box Yuan selling two of these flashlights for $16.59. That's shipping included. All of these have shipping included. You got the one in the middle, $13.99 for 5. That's actually a really good value, considering that you get one for $5.99 for cheap, but you can get this for $13.99. The next brand, the Z Hero, the one I've got, is $12.49. When I actually started this, putting this together, the price of this was $10.49 for 5. They've gone up $2 because they're apparently selling a lot. And so I'm going to come back to my face here, my facha. And so I ordered 5 of those Z Heroes flashlights, right? And guess what came in the mail? Not a Z Hero. Maybe this will focus. Hopefully it will. This thing is not focusing anyway. It's a K-K-K-O-K. K-A-K-O-K-E-I. And that's the logo that's on the side. Like I said, it doesn't matter what the logo is. The point is I got these. I got 5 of these flashlights for $12.49. That is $2.49 per flashlight, and it is a heck of a deal. Now I know you're asking me, well, how do you know it's a heck of a deal? A lot of comments I got off of that video for bug out bags and quality over price, or generics over name brand. A lot of the comments were, hey, we get the name brand because we know their quality. We know they're absolutely quality. And so I don't think that's true. And to prove that to you, everything that I get for my bug out bag, because this is the next item on the list, is flashlight for the bug out bag. Everything I get for the bug out bag is going to be tested to the max. And so I tested this flashlight quite well. First thing I did, tried something out. I took the lens out, which is a plastic lens. You can see it's a plastic indented lens that magnifies the one Creed LED light. And I created fire with it. So I'm going to go back here again, show you that video. So here I am, standing out in the hot sun. It was midday, and I had some stuff that I use for my smoker for my bees. Just pulled some of that. It's kind of like a cotton fabric stuff, and sure enough, I got fire. And so this thing does create fire. Is that a good thing about it? Absolutely. That's a function that a flashlight's not supposed to have. Am I right? And so its value just went up. Just because it's a generic product doesn't mean its value doesn't go up. And so show me some other flashlights that can do that and that are cheaper. And I'll be happy to say, yeah, no, there's no other flashlights out there that have a lens on it like this that are $2.49. And so I took it off, took it inside, looked at it, and said, hey, what else can I do to this thing? Let's see if it's waterproof. So I took it into my kid's room where he has a fish tank, and I plopped this thing into the fish tank. And there's my kid's fish tank. He's got a little SpongeBob fish tank. There's a flashlight. And right into the water. And it's still working. No issues whatsoever. We'll zoom in on it. There's SpongeBob. And all the functions work. I'll pull it out, take a look at it. There's water inside the flashlight, but it's still working fine, which means the cavity inside the front of the flashlight is not waterproof, but the battery side where the electricity takes place is waterproof. And so that was another test that I did. So I'm like, okay, on to the next test. So I took this flashlight and I put it in some water and I placed it inside my freezer and I froze it. And you know how water expands and cold kills things, especially batteries and electronics, portable electronics, pretty quickly. So I took this thing, I turned it on, put it in the water, put it in the freezer. And that's what this video is here. So here I am. Got my bowl of water. Turned it on. Turned it on to the secondary lighter setting because I wasn't sure what the battery life on this was yet. Put it in water. Placed it in my freezer. That's hard apple cider, by the way, in the bottom. Shut the door. About 3-4 hours later, I pull it out of the freezer. Freeze test. It's 100% frozen and 100% intact and 100% working. So we tested through water, it makes fire, and it'll sit through a cold climate. And so I sat down, talked to my wife, said, hey, what else can I do this thing? And she looks at me, she says, why don't you run over it? Like, run over it. You think it'll survive it? And I said, okay, let's check it out. And so we ran over it with our vehicle. So right in the middle is where the flashlight is. And I back over it. And I placed a board underneath it just to make a hard surface. And then I rolled right over it again. A second time I pushed forward on it and ran right over it. So the only thing it did when running over it was it took this pin, this clip, and flattened it out a little bit. And it took a little bending, but I got it bent back to the shape that it normally was supposed to be in. So I'm going to pull my video back up here so I can see the chat. So Pat Hopkins is up. He says, that's cool. I like that test. No dollar stores here or Walmart. It's way too expensive. That's Pat Hopkins again. This was bought off of Amazon. You can check out my website. It's breakawayhomesteader.us. and go on there, and I'm building a bug out bag. And as I built that bug out bag, I'm going to put these products more and more inside there. Majority of the time they will come from Amazon, but if I find them cheaper, I will get that source and put that out there as well. Sybil says, I went to the dollar store and bought those small flashlights for $1 a piece for everyday use with the girls. And a lot of people have EDCs. They're called everyday carries. This would be something you'd want to carry with you every day. Me, I do work with the government, work for the government, and every place I've been to since I've been in the Navy, I've always worked in a space there were no windows at all whatsoever. So when the power goes out, it goes out and it gets pitch black pretty quick. And 9 times out of 10, people don't keep the upkeep with the emergency lighting. They're worried about something else or busy doing something else. And so that happened to me a few years back. North Carolina had a earthquake. As it was actually up in Virginia, but the waves came down and it knocked the power out in the facility I was at, and everything went pitch black. And there was an earthquake. And I was just like, wow, what just happened? God, I want to say it was 7 years ago. And so, first thing I did, the lessons learned after we left, I came back and I bought those plug-in lights that you can plug in that have battery life on it, so they turn on if the power goes out. But with one of these in each room, you can guarantee that you're going to have light and you're going to know where it's at. You place it in a specific spot. And so we did all those tests on this, and it worked out really well. And this will be our go-to and flashlight. And so again, it's 300 lumens, and it's a cree LED light, and it cost me $2.49, and it's a great little flashlight.